And good morning, this happy Tuesday here in Johnson County, Texas. I'm Tiffany Carlen with Nona Reed. We were just spinning music the first 20 minutes of the show this morning. Well, because we can. And we just needed to.
I mean, we are a radio show.
Yes. So I hope you
can
enjoyed
play some music.
So I hope you enjoyed the tunes this morning. I was like, I had to do a hat today. So I was like, I got up, I looked at the temperature, and I was like, okay, 77 degrees, high of 85. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And then when you look where it tells you 77 feels like 84, I'm like, it's going to be 90% humidity.
Yeah.
And Todd took Maximus to school this morning. So I was like, I'm not, and it's going to rain later. So I was like, I think I'm wearing a hat today.
I just crunched my hair.
Yeah, well, it looks really cute. I can't really, that's not going to work for me right now. It's just not. So good morning, everybody.
But my eyes are swollen, so I definitely feel the crazy change of weather.
You know how on Tuesday mornings we like to do our focus word of the week, and we want to get that in before we go to a quick commercial break. And we're going to come back and talk about some things that are going on across Johnson County, and some fun things, and then things that just you want to be informed about, and just some interesting stuff. I was listening to on another news station that I was like, okay, all right. So, but you'll have to wait for that till we get back. So, this week's word of the week, again, this is a book by Clear Cherry Reeves. It's called Focus. It's how one word a week will transform your life, and we like to kick off our week on air doing the word of the week. And so, this is so crazy what this word is, because tomorrow we're going to have a guest on that's going to talk about something similar when it comes to like online or Facebook groups. So, all right, so let me do the word and then we can kind of talk about that. Cultivate is the word. May the favor of the Lord our God rest on us. Establish the work of our hands for us. Yes, establish the work of our hands. Psalm 90:17. And the focus tip for the word is this week, think through what you might want to cultivate in your life. Do you need more courage or strength? Do you need to feel joy again or to feel loved and comforted? Ask God to give you everything you need today and to show you the ways to grow closer and closer to Him. So I love that this is talking about cultivating something within your own life. Because that's really important. If you want peace, then you have to cultivate peace for your own life. You can't sit around and just expecting, well, I'm going to keep praying for it, and then expecting for God to just drop it in your lap. You have to respond to your own prayer and to what God is talking to you. I mean, you have to listen. I mean, it's, you have to listen. I mean, sometimes we have you have an angel and you have demons are lurking around all the time.
Oh,
this is a real thing. Yes. You can't be afraid of the spirit world because we live amongst it. We are a spirit. It's just some of us are still in the flesh. Fresh. We're still fresh.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh flesh.
Morning, Jamie.
Wait a minute.
Right. So I love this. This is great. So just start your week off and decide what it is that you need to cultivate in your life, whether it's peace, love, energy, joy, gratitude. Oh my gosh, cultivate some gratitude. And I think if people focused more on cultivating those types of things into their daily life, that maybe they won't spend the majority of their day on social media trying to hurt other people.
Well, and I think,
and I say social media because this is where it's being done.
Big time.
Yeah.
I should have all know, and you,
right? So
we've been attacked a lot.
So if you're just joining in, the focus word of the week is cultivate, and it's talking about allowing yourself to cultivate this week and each week, if you can, start your week off cultivating what it is that you want to have in your life or to change in your life. So I love that.
And you can't you can't say, God, give me peace. And
Right.
then go get on Facebook and go look for that stuff, or go, I get on Facebook. I try not to look for any of the stuff was being said about me. I would definitely try to ignore it. You're connecting with your earpiece.
Oh,
And
that's a good point.
or if you have a couple of friends that every time you're around them, you feel like something different, then you should think about, are they not giving you the peace you need too? Because
Oh,
sometimes you got to step away from friends too.
right. Right.
It's sad, but I mean, we all know, especially as women,
Mm.
negativity follows negativity. So if you're going to be around someone that's negative all the time,
That's what you're going to
then
get.
that's what you're going to get. So if you're not feeling at peace when you're around some of certain people that you're with, then just maybe step away from them.
Yeah,
And
it's okay to
you will find the peace. I promise you.
it's okay to create healthy
I found
boundaries from your own
peace.
friends.
I found a lot of peace, even though some of the horrible lies that were being said about me on Facebook during the campaign. I found peace, and many of you can contest to that. I mean, how many times did I said, I'm at peace?
Right.
I'm at peace. And a big thing is I wasn't looking at social media.
Yeah.
Because that's where the haters were. And so they don't know anything about me. They don't know the truth. And I don't care about them.
There are some great leaders out there. PJ Fleck spoke at the leadership conference last year, and he's a football coach for the Minnesota Gophers, and and so he talked personally to his own, the social media teardown. It could be right in the beginning of a game, in the beginning of a new season, and you've got haters on social media telling me how I should be coaching, or I should have put this guy in, or I should have done that. He goes, what does that do for me or cultivate in my life if I were to just sit there and focus on them?
Right.
You just don't. And there's an acronym. There's an acronym for haters. I'll have to pull it up. I've got it. I've got it on my computer. And so he said, why allow that into your space? You have a right to set boundaries. And I actually just answered that question to someone who sent an email to the station, who asked me that question and said, when are you going to allow all comments to remain on the JoCo Community Radio Facebook page? And my answer to that portion was, I'm not. I have a right to set boundaries in my personal and professional life. And I actually use PJ Fleck as a leader, as a leader example, that those are things we don't have to allow into our space. So setting healthy boundaries professionally and personally is extremely important. So hang tight. We'll be back here in about 2 minutes, 2 seconds now. 3 minutes. We'll be right back.
2 and 2.
Abnormal realities.
I love my mom.
Yep. She sent me a message.
My mom did?
Yeah, Wednesday night. And she invited me over tomorrow night to watch Titanic and share a bowl of popcorn. And I accepted.
You did?
Yep.
That'd be fun.
And she calls it Chaps Only Night. Every Saturday night.
Look.
Miss Dixie,
Look,
how you doing? He said, it's my mom, bro. All right, it's my mom.
I want to hear the answer to the Titanic and popcorn. Go ahead, Mom. What's up?
Oh!
Hi, boys.
Hi,
I just
Mom.
wanted to ask Rocky if he wanted butter on that popcorn or not.
I
my
would rather
God.
have the butter somewhere else, but if popcorn's the only place I can have it, I'll take it.
Jeez,
Hey,
dude.
nobody says I can't roll around in it for a little bit.
All right, Mom.
That is my
Love you.
girl. I love you,
Mom.
Dixie.
Abnormal realities
My mom, love you.
Dixie.
Bye. I love you too.
with Ron and Rocky. Weekdays, 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. on JoCo Community Radio.
Holy crap.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
And welcome back to the second half of JoCo Vibes. JoCo Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. To listen or watch, simply go to the tuneinjoco.com to choose where and how. The JoCo Community Radio app is now available for free on Android and Apple devices. Simply search your store. Check out our lineup and more on jococommunityradio.com. This episode and more is brought to you by Patriot Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep, Nona Reed, at 844-TEX-HAIL. 844-839-4245. Sorry.
You really pronounced that. Tiffany, Carlen, and Nona Reed here on the second half of, well, I don't know if you want to call it a second half because we weren't talking, but for 10 minutes in the first half, so which is fine. We were trying to put some stuff together. So welcome back. If you're just tuning in the first half, we did talk about our focus word of the week, which is cultivate. And I just want to read the focus tip again because this is really, really good. This week, think through what you might want to cultivate in your life. Do you need more courage or strength? Do you need to feel joy again or to feel loved and comforted? Ask God to give you everything you need today and to show you the ways to grow closer and closer to Him. And I love the word cultivate because there's so many things that we can use that for. You're cultivating something within your own life, but you can also cultivate your community.
Right.
And what's around you. And so, here on JoCo Community Radio, we're cultivating a place of acceptance, of encouragement, positivity, information. We are trying to encourage people to go deeper into what is going on in your communities, whether it's regarding the city, the county, or your school district. We're cultivating this. This is the time. This is not a time to be sitting back in our seats anymore. The world is changing so quickly, and everything begins with education, and it begins at a grassroots level. And so, if you want to cultivate change in your community, positive change, I want to make sure I phrase that. If you want to cultivate positive change in your community, then you have to get involved and you have to get informed and open your eyes wider than beyond, the whispers in your ear. You have to go figure it out for yourself too. Don't get stuck in a culture of a group of people and just relying on that same group of people to tell you the same thing. It's like the news. If you're listening to only one station that's tends to lean left or lean right, then what do you really know about what's truly going on if you're only listening to one side of it? You've got to please cultivate education in your life, and information. I mean, it's just so important. And so, and talking about that,
and what a lot of people don't understand is a lot of parents are starting to do that, but then you still have certain cities that think, oh, well, there's nothing going on wrong in my district.
When you're talking school district.
Yes.
So
Because that's where we're still having people still think everything's all pretty in your school district. It's not. I think cities have gotten hit pretty hard. And now parents are really starting to wake up to what is really being taught in their school districts, or what kind of safety is really being the protocol in their school districts, things like that, or even the school board itself. And is that school board been sitting there a while? Do they seem very open and transparent with everybody? If you sit there and watch enough school board meetings, you can find out really quick how transparent your school district is. But you got to be open minded.
So that's really interesting. Last week, we did a lot of research to find out what school districts in this area are live streaming their board meetings,
Mhm.
and it's a majority.
It's a good majority.
It's a majority of
yes.
the ones that we were actually able to talk to. And so in doing that research, I came across something on
Oh.
Arlington ISD's school board, their board of trustee page.
Mhm.
And I wanted to read this out to people. So if you don't understand what the purpose is of a board of trustees for a school district, this is a great thing to keep, and I'll post this as well. What is the primary function of the board and its members? And now this is from Arlington's website, Arlington's Independent School District.
Mhm.
Governing the school district is the primary role of a school board. School board members are guardians of the public trust, and through the policies they make, are ultimately responsible for the success or failure of local public education. These policies dictate the standards and philosophy by which schools are run and the criteria used to judge whether they are being run well. The board serves as the advocate for educational excellence for the community's youth and puts those interests first. That is taken from the Texas Association of School Boards. So
Yeah.
that's actually taken from TASB.
No, I know it is.
Which,
as soon as you started reading it, I knew that.
right. But what I find interesting about that is I'm not sure I'm very trusting of TASB.
I'm not sure I am either.
And Burleson ISD, most of the independent school districts around here are members of TASB. So so it's not rare to be a member of them. There's a lot of resources that are there, educational resources, guidelines, but being a member of TASB also provides them free legal services.
Right.
But yet we're spending, let's see, so far this year, and I should bring the list up. I'm not sure if I've talked about this yet.
And the year's not over, by the way.
Yeah. Let me see if I have it open. Do I still have it open? I may. Yes, I do. Okay. This year alone, and I'll start with someone other than Burleson. Okay. Just so people don't
So
think
we're
I'm
not
picking on them.
picking on Burleson.
So far in 2021 and 2022. So this is again so far. Joshua ISD has spent $101,350 and change on legal fees. Alvarado has spent $31,456 in legal fees. Now, these are outside counsel fees. Granted, have to keep in mind and step back and look at the bigger picture. School districts are getting sued all of the time. But I would be questioning, why is your school district getting sued all of the time?
Right.
And also, who are they suing? I highly recommend going and looking that up, by the way, at who they're suing. That's also enlightening. Everman has spent $112,696 so far this year. Venus, $8,442. What a difference in the smaller school districts, right? Rio Vista, $8,492. Burleson so far this year has spent and this was as of the numbers were gathered. So most likely more than this at this point, $63,626. Godly has spent $69,863. I will tell you, in these school districts where you're seeing a lot higher legal fee spending, these are school districts that have grievance issues as well. And so Godly over 69,000, Cleburne 37,514, Mansfield, oof, Now, granted, they're a much bigger
Yeah.
district, but
They
so
have
so
50
far,
campuses, 35,000 students.
so
Nothing compared to.
well, I will say this:
we don't compare.
we have the numbers from 2009, from the 2009 2010 all the way to current for each one of these school
Mhm.
districts. Now, several of the years weren't available, or they were unattainable, is what was reported to me. So Mansfield, I mean, they've had some serious issues. So this year, so far, Mansfield has spent $342,598. Okay. And that's not the highest. In 2018, 2019, Mansfield spent $515,420, so over $500,000. I would gather that might have been a bond year. I'm not sure. We'd have to look. So I don't want to speculate or give false information. So I haven't looked that up. Keene has only spent $6,861 on outside legal fees. So
That's awesome.
the average annual spending for each of these school districts on outside legal fees over this 10-year period, right? Is that 10 years, 12 years, 12-year period? I'll just go here. The average spending for Burleson, now granted, 2010, 11, and 12 were unattainable. So of the years that we have, 2013 to current, the average annual spent is $151,872.08. And that's for 12,510 students. Mansfield, they're hurting. But let's look at the difference. Their average spending is $280,998. They have 35,063 students.
Mm-hmm.
So that definitely it makes a difference when you're
Yes,
looking
it
at how
does.
big a school district is and what they're spending on outside legal fees.
Mm-hmm.
So, there are times when you have to use outside counsel, like you're getting sued, you're in a lawsuit, you're, mired in anything like that. But there are other times you have to ask yourself, should you be using outside counsel for things like notifying candidates about election stuff? I mean, I look at where can we
All of us were notified the same way.
shouldn't the school district, just like we expect of our cities, is to spend our tax dollars responsibly?
Right.
And I mean, again, that goes down to, you've got to pay attention to city council meetings as well in the cities that you live in, and do open records requests, because there are just things that go on that people aren't truly informed about. So, there's that. Anyway, but I actually like what Tasby wrote about the function of a board.
Mhm.
I wish that each school district had this posted on their websites, and we're sticking to it. But I think the most important thing about it is that parents and taxpayers understand what the purpose and goal
The role is.
of a school board. And you should be demanding transparency at every aspect of it. Transparency at every aspect. And in doing so, and that means doing open records requests there too. I've done some just this past week for some very specific things. And I'll let you know when I get that.
And can
I
I
get you that
also
stuff in.
mention that honestly, they all should have a school email. It should not be
personal.
it should not be personal.
No,
It should not be.
it should not.
So that should be another red flag.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The school can provide an email for a school board member, and it should be done that way.
Definitely. Speaking of school boards, there is a special session, a special school board meeting tonight in Burleson at 5:30 p.m. at the admin building. I just had that open and I swapped screens. Hate when I do that. Tuesday, August 30th, 5:30 p.m., BISD admin building, which is located at 1160 Southwest Wilshire Boulevard. If you did not know that, it is the corner building that is adjacent to the BHS football stadium.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know not the little building, that's the old Chamber of Commerce
If you went
building.
and voted, you would know.
Yes. So the agenda is posted. You go to meetings.boardbook.org/public/organization/1384. I'm giving you the URL. That's one way. Or you can go to the Burleson ISD, click down the drop down menu on your left hand side and go to Board of Trustees, and then go to board meetings, and then go to agendas. Can't make it easy enough for you just to get right to the information that you need, because then the calendar for board meetings is in a completely different location. But we actually have a section on the JoCo Community Radio page that we are currently adding to and updating right now, to where you will soon be able to go to one place to get to all of that information for every school district within Johnson County. So we'll let you know when that's up and going. So we're trying to at least help the accessibility side of getting to the school district information. And then I'd say get to the city stuff, but honestly, at least Burleson, they do an amazing job with the website. And, you have to know, how to navigate a little bit, but they've really done a great job at making it much easier to navigate their website to get to stuff. So it's very, very clear and transparent to get to their stuff. So anyway, Tuesday, August 30th, Connect with Council Facebook Live. They are doing a Facebook Live regarding infrastructure and mobility.
Where at? In Burleson?
This is Burleson, yes. And that is going to be from 6 to 7 p.m. It's called Connect with Council, and that will be on the Burleson the city of Burleson's website. So I don't know. It'll be council members Victoria Johnson and Dan McClendon. They'll be hosting this Facebook Live about infrastructure and mobility. So that should be interesting. I did see an engineer out on Renfro this morning, and they were surveying the property on Renfro at the corner of CHS. What's that road? I always get confused. Hearst, yes. And they were surveying the land that the BISD owns. So I saw them further down the road too. I'm assuming, since they've already done our property on Renfro, that this is the state, because
coming in to widen the road.
Yes, coming in to widen the road. We're getting a 4-lane highway on Renfro.
God,
it is needed. It is needed. I'm not too happy about having the dividers, but it'll be an adjustment for people. There's going to be some additional traffic lights, but ultimately it's going to help everything that's being built on the east side. So that's super exciting. So again, at 6 to 7 o'clock tonight on the City of Burleson's Facebook page. I had something else to tell you about. Yeah.
Teach in Cleburne, the TEACH. It's a homeschooling kind of group. They're having their ribbon cutting today. And then the Cleburne Railroads have they're playing Lake Country Dock Hounds.
What are they doing? Can you read it completely?
No, because I'm just looking at the spotlights, upcoming events. So there's the ribbon cutting for the Teach Cleburne.
Okay.
It has new elementary K-5 location, and they're going to be at Bethel Temple.
Cool. So they're going to do and that's a homeschooling group, and they're doing a ribbon cutting. So they've joined the Chamber of Commerce. How smart of them. That's good.
Well, it's a new elementary that I think they've already been part of it, but it's the new elementary opening up. That's really cool.
Very cool.
And Teach in Cleburne actually has a lot of Johnson County students just around the area. It's not just Cleburne homeschooled kids.
So there's something else coming up in Burleson too on September 7th at 6 p.m. and September 8th at 8 a.m. It's 2 public input meetings scheduled for Hidden Creek area development. It's called Shape Together. Come give your input. Just keep in mind that you also need to go pull up the master plan of what they're looking to do in Burleson, because they already have a plan. So pull the, you want to access and look at that stuff before you give input so you can understand.
And there is certain points that, I mean,
So this is
if they're at a certain point, there some things are
right.
mute, you know.
Yeah, you can't stop it. So
Right.
community visioning workshops is the one on September 7th at 6 p.m. and that's going to be at Burleson City Hall, 141 West Renfro. And then on September 8th at 8 a.m. at Old South Pancake House is the next one. So the program of each meeting will be identical. So please plan on attending the workshop that works best for you. So it's either one. It's the same thing on either day.
Okay.
They just split it up to get, have room enough to work it. But the city of Burleson is embarking on an initiative to develop the 38.5 acre Hidden Creek area. So that's going to my understanding, that includes the old softball fields and part of the area to the right. I think I don't know if they're going to take part of the golf course, but then there's also land behind all of that the city owns too. That's just, sitting there. And I think it's I don't know if that was the old dump or what that was, but just some of the things that I've heard on it, it's really cool. It is something that's going to do some great things for Burleson. So that's exciting. Alvarado Chamber of Commerce has their quarterly luncheon this Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I can't give you any of the information right now because I closed it and have a million other things. Here's some cool news too. Courtney Patton, if you don't know her as a country artist around here in DFW, she's absolutely amazing. And we will be featuring 4 of her singles off the album. We will begin to spin them this week, and they are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So
have you heard Whisper Cox?
Yeah.
She's good.
I've heard her, but I don't have her stuff. We just gotta have it. Courtney just sent me your stuff. So
yeah, well, I did tell her dad when I did see her. I said I'm gonna reach out to y'all.
Wow. So I'm excited about that. I was just listening to everything she sent me yesterday, and I was like, oh,
awesome.
Oh, I love it. And it's the album's called Electrostatic.
Oh, cute.
So it's it's really, really cool. It's got a really cool groove to it. The first one I listened to reminded me of a person I can see in my brain, and I can't say her name because I can't. It's just not there.
Don't you hate that?
As soon as I turned it on, I was like, "Who sings You're So Vain?"
Oh gosh.
It'll come to you.
Yes.
Google it really quick. How terrible. I can see her. I just can't. And I love that song. Anyway, yeah, so that it reminds me of her when you pull it up.
Carly Simon.
Thank you. It has that Carly Simon vibe to it. So, all right. So the Alvarado Luncheon this Thursday is the monthly luncheon on September 1st from 11:30 to 1. Dr. Estes, the superintendent of Alvarado ISD, will be presenting to the chamber members. They are very excited to see what the 2022-2023 school year has in store. That will be at Massey's Barbecue, or I'm sorry, it will be catered by Massey's Barbecue. So I haven't registered yet, but I'm going to see if there's still some room. So, because I do like to get out, and we are members of the chambers of commerce all across Johnson County, except for Burleson right now, and just is what it is. So might revisit that down the road. But it's going to be at the Texas Ranch RV Resort Clubhouse, 9101 Highway 67, Alvarado, Texas. The cost is $15 for members, $18 for non-members. So you do not have to be a member of the Alvarado Chamber of Commerce in order to attend. So if you are just a concerned citizen or a happy citizen, a happy parent, a concerned parent, you want to hear the direction of the Alvarado ISD, attend this luncheon. It's a great opportunity, and it's a great opportunity to meet people in your community and other business owners within your community. So, so that's interesting. So did you see this pregnant lady who was driving in the HOV lane and got a ticket? All right. So pregnant HOV, and she's got a great argument though.
No, can only imagine
It's
what this
really
is.
interesting. So pregnant HOV lane mom gets first ticket dismissed, then gets another. I may butcher her name, so I'm so sorry if I do. Brandy Batone, the pregnant Plano mom who attracted international attention when she received a traffic ticket for riding solo in a high occupancy lane, wanted to prove a point. She said she believes that under Texas' new abortion law, her unborn baby counted as a second living person. Well, I'm going to go with that too. Her traffic citation was dismissed earlier this month without a court hearing, but this matter is not over. Batone, 32, said in an interview Sunday that earlier this month she received a second ticket for the same offense at the same location. So, and I'm talking, she is prego, very, very, very far along prego. Okay.
I wonder if it was the same police officer.
Well, so here's what it says. Her traffic citation was dismissed, and then the Dallas County District Attorney's Office moved to dismiss the ticket with the following legal language. Based on a review of the facts and circumstances of this case and the applicable law, the state moves to dismiss the case. So, translation they give you, with the state's new abortion law declaring a fetus to be a living human being, legal questions are still to be determined. The Texas legislature is expecting to clarify this in next year's session. That's really good. The DA's office said Monday that they will serve as its response. They will serve as its response for now. Batone, 32, said in an interview Sunday that earlier this month she received a second ticket for the same offense. She said she wasn't trying to prove a point. She was trying to get where she needed to go because the matter is unsettled. She believes she could still drive in an HOV lane. She said she did not disclose the second ticket until now on the advice of her lawyer. A hearing on her second ticket has not been scheduled. Nobody is answering whether it's right or wrong, she says. They dismissed it. Why do I have to change my belief? It doesn't answer the question. Did I get it right or did I get it wrong? I'd like to know what you think.
Yeah.
Put something in the comments, even after the show. Do you think she should get a ticket or not? All right. Something to take with you. Have an amazing day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, JoCo Community Radio.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly